a coin to give to the stunted figure who had saved them from stumbling into the enemy lines. Since he had a fair appreciation of the value of his own freedom, the coin was a large one, and the ragged shadow was suitably overcome, and went off bowing backwards into the darkness that had hatched him. In the present chaos, the giver reflected, when civilization had broken down, a plug of tobacco might have been more valuable. The riders followed the advice they had been given, moving all the time very cautiously among the great boulders, lest the warning turned out to be more general than precise. Ever and again the leading soldier would halt his horse and listen for the telltale sounds that might warn them they were running into an encamped enemy. It took an hour to reach the turning to which they had been directed. It was a moot point whether to stop there for the night, but clearly the greater distance they could put between themselves and the French, the safer they could rest. The idea of reaching the convent at Busaco was dropped. It seemed likely that the French would already have occupied it. As the evening advanced, a cool wind got up off the sea, which was only a few miles distant, and the riders made better use of their cloaks. They began to climb, first among hillocks, then diagonally up and across a sharp and rocky ridge. As they reached what appeared to be the top, with the gorse and heather waist-high around them, the leading soldier again stopped. They all stopped and listened. A very peculiar sound, like a wail. It could have been women's voices keening, but was not. It could have been some sort of flute, a shepherd piping to his flock, but it was not. The horses came up with each other. The two soldiers argued together. The one who spoke English said, "We must turn farther north, senor. That is the French." "No," said the Englishman. "I do not believe that is the French." "Then what?" "Let us see for ourselves." "No, no! We shall be captured. We shall be shot down." "Then wait here," said the Englishman. "Or follow me, but slowly, 50 paces behind. Then if I am wrong, you can still see to your own freedom. The French will not follow you far at night." "And for yourself, senor?" "I have an idea what this noise is." He edged his way across the heather towards a rocky bluff that could be discerned in the dark because it cut off the stars. His escort came after him at a distance. They had gone some quarter of a mile when they were halted by a challenge. The Englishman reined in his horse and stared at a solitary figure holding a firelock directed at him. Then he saw 3 other men, part hidden behind bushes, their guns also at the ready. He said sharply in English, "Friend, name Poldark, from Oporto with dispatches, and Portuguese escort." After some moments, the first musket was lowered, and a stocky bonneted figure came slowly forward. "Let's see your papers." The Englishman dismounted and fumbled in his pocket, producing a wallet and handed it over. Another of the soldiers appeared with a shaded lantern, and they bent over it together. "Aye, sir. That would seem in order. Who would ye be wishing to see?" "Who's your commanding officer?" "General Cole, sir, of the division. Colonel McNeil of the battalion." "What are you, infantrymen?" "2nd Battalion, 7th Fusiliers, Sergeant Lewis." "I'll see your colonel." The 2 Portuguese soldiers had also dismounted, and their white teeth glinted in the dark as they were greeted by their allies. They walked their horses along the ridge of the escarpment, and were soon among a mass of soldiery, taking their ease, talking, chatting, but cooking nothing. The few fires being sighted so that they should be little seen at a distance. "My escort were greatly alarmed at the noise they heard," said Poldark presently. "What were your pipers playing?" Sergeant Lewis sniffed. "It was some old Scottish lament. It comforts the men to listen to the wistful music now. Tomorrow's morn, we shall all be more martial." They came to a clump of tall cedars. Their great trunks had been used to support a temporary headquarters, where tables had been put up
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.